First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
That's a good question.
So that's where I want more information of we don't know what that means.
Well, from what I've been told by an attorney is what that means is they cannot build on that portion of the Kennedy garage without approval from MVHS. That's what I was told.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, I don't know that that's one attorney's opinion, but this attorney was pretty close to the whole situation. I kind of trust what they had said. So if that's the case, that's going to be a tough situation for the defense. So I just think there are a lot of unknowns before we celebrate. In theory, it's a great idea, but don't you agree, Katie, that we would have avoided all of this had the mayor worked along with the county and MVHS and brought them in, made them sign a non-disclosure agreement, and then there wouldn't have been some big surprise press conference. It's the surprise press conference that's caused, I think, our issues here this morning.
I wish it would make sense to say, sure, yeah, but, I'm not in on those conversations. Sure. Who knows why the mayor didn't feel comfortable doing that? He says he did call. So he says they did offer the property at the MVHS.
Well, you don't buy that though, right? I mean, I called.
Once you go down that rabbit trail,
his voicemail was full. He has an office. He has
a voicemail box.
He has staff.
Here's
I mean,
where
come on.
This is where I'm sensitive to the whole topic in general.
Yeah.
Utica has been in such a civil war over this for years, and it's been so depressing. And it's just so when I read these articles and trying to blow it up of like the drama and the fight of what's happening between them, it's just, I'm spent. I'm done. Let's just have Utica grow. Let's move forward. Let's focus on the positive. Say, hey, it's a good deal, but let's work on communication moving forward. It can be nuances. It can be both things true at once. We don't have to start taking sides again. That's the part I want to avoid moving forward.
It would be nice. I mean,
us no favors.
This did feel like we were going back into the No Hospital Downtown battle.
Yeah, it's like some triggers there.
But the reality is, it is exciting, and I almost feel that I have to say a lot of what's happening downtown is because of county investment and New York State 100%. Investment. And I mean, but at the same time, this has all been on Paul Mary's watch. Paul Mary's going to get credit for a lot of progress that has happened in downtown Utica. And I don't know about you, Katie. You're probably much younger than I am. Sadly, I'm admitting such a thing. But I got to tell you, I've been watching this for a long time. I love the city of Utica. And I've worked here for a long time. I've worked elsewhere. But, you always come back, and here I am. And this will be where I most likely finish out my career. Could be tomorrow. You never know. Today, by the way, is our 2000th show on this radio station.
Oh, that's exciting.
I don't know. To me, it shows more age. I mean, it's terrible. But my point is, I've seen comebacks for Utica. I've been through 3 of them, and they've all failed. This one, is for the first time, we're seeing real progress where the city of Utica and Rome and the Valley and our area seems to be in a transformation that I hope on the other side we all take advantage of, and we have a whole new outlook on business and progress. And when you get to the point where you have kids, your kids want to stay here because it's a great place to live and work.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're moving in that direction for the first time, and I guess there will be spats along the way.
Yeah, exactly. And did you guys cover anything about the Kennedy parking garage, of how it was originally built back in? It was originally built and designed to have a hotel built on top of it, right?
So I did not know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, which is just kind of cool to see it come to fruition all these years later. I don't know, but yeah, I'm sure the air rights have gone a long time with that. But it's exciting to see it come full circle.
I think the air rights came from the Mohawk Hospital building. That's where the air rights.
Yeah, so from what Bob said,
MVH purchased it. That's because of course
their foundations are
connected.
The same, yeah.
I want to, but can I ask you though your opinion? Bob Schofield, and now we're there. The hospital is being built. It is there, as you said. Let's move on and kumbaya.
Work together.
But his reasoning for not wanting a structure to go up is because the fear is that people across the street are now going to be looking out their hospital window into a hotel window. Do you have any thoughts on that? Or the hotel window looking into the hospital window?
Well, I think that was my frustration with why would it be built in downtown to begin with. I don't want us to be, for the hospital to be built there, because obviously Utica should never have to tiptoe around what growth we can and want to do. We should be able to be full steam ahead on a lot of development. And there will be construction sounds. There will be, this is all covered in the seeker, and they said views, they said sound pollution and all those things wouldn't be a problem for their patients. So I hope that's I don't want their patients to have a difficult or uncomfortable time, but also I feel like that this is part of what happens when you build in the center of a city.
And it may very well be part of what happens is they own the airspace and they prevent the hotel from being built.
Well, that'd be really unfortunate because we could really stand to have a really great sale here.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, it's going to be very, very interesting. Again, we're waiting to hear from the developer. We've been reaching out to the developer and have not received anything on that. Obviously, we can have some differing opinions, Katie, but at the end of the day, we agree that communication helps and progress is a good thing.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to add? Because I don't want to be the person that I am cutting you off. I'm sorry.
No, it was just, I think my whole point of everything was we've been told that development is coming, and here it is. And I was just stunned that it was such an issue. But, now we all know going forward of the communication and expectations everybody has. So hopefully it's just the signs of more growth to come.
Okay.
And that's all. Thank you, guys.
Katie, thank you. Hopefully our next argument is there's just too much traffic. I can't stand the traffic.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, you should, if you can, stop by Katie's Place, Character Coffee, downtown Utica. It's really nice in there. She does a good job. So.
Been there and have enjoyed the espresso.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
Have a good one, guys.
You
Bye.
I want to go. I've got somebody who wants to pipe in. That's Chad Davis that wants to.
He's got some info on the air rights, I believe.
Chad Davis, good morning.
Good morning, Bill, Jeff, Andrew. I wrote a title policy for Mohawk Hospital Equipment maybe 30 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm still in that industry. I've been in that industry for 38, 39 years now. Mm-hmm. And with the air rights, what we had to put in the title policy is the surveyor, and this is as per my divisional counsel, we tied the bifurcation or the separation of fee title rights into the air. It was tied to sea level, and the sea level datum was obtained by the surveyor shooting off from the railroad nearby that had well-documented information on the sea level at that point.
Yep.
So that anybody, hospital equipment company had the air rights going north of a separation line, and the garage was owned in fee by the city of Utica, and that could be negotiated just like any other piece of real estate across, the horizontal plane of planet Earth, so that the ownership rights are separated and they can be renegotiated any which way anybody wants to, and the controlling factor in terms of where it's going to be bifurcated would be something from a surveyor who would re-ascertain a new line. But the air rights in New York City are big, and certainly they get traded down there in New York City. But up here is a very unusual title with air rights in central New York.
So who does this give it would seem that this gives MVHS a pretty decent bargaining chip.
Well, when they acquired the right, title, and interest of Mohawk Hospital Equipment, as I trust they did, I haven't seen the title on that, but I think that's what happened.
They acquired the air rights.
They acquired the air rights, absolutely. So Mohawk Hospital, its rights went over to the hospital, so they have the controlling interest. The city had relinquished that by the conveyance that was made years back, and that was the only way the Mohawk Hospital Equipment was going to go forward with their construction loan for improvements, is they had to control the ownership of the title.
So how does
include air rights?
So how does a hotel get built on Kennedy Garage?
Well, the hospital would have to convey their interest if they acquired it from Mohawk Hospital Equipment over to whatever entity. So the hospital, if they own that interest that was with Mohawk Hospital Equipment, the hospital would actually have to decide to convey it to an entity like that. And the city really doesn't have the ownership interest there unless there were some eminent domain action that tried to take it away from the hospital.
Chad, I appreciate it. You're confirming exactly what I was told by the attorney, who said the developer just bought a property that he has to get permission to build on from MVHS.
Yeah, that's
very
exactly
interesting.
right.
All right.
Well, thanks for your title work, Chad.
Chad, thank you for that
Not
work.
an easy job right now.
Have a great day, you guys. Take care.
Just for the record, Chad, I didn't understand half of what you said. But
well, it boils down to just simple ownership, right?
Understood.
Just like when you sell a house.
All right.
And whoever owns the fee title as opposed to a leasehold party or anything else, they're the ones with the cards.
Got it.
And
All
in
right.
this case, it would be the hospital would have the controlling cards in terms of whether someone else gets to do something there or not.
All right. Chad, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You do the same. Thanks. Interesting. And as Andrew, Monaski and I are looking at the stuff Chad's saying, like, what the, these terms?
No idea.
I have no idea. Meanwhile, Andrew's like, and real estate, fully aware of that stuff.